listening to Fresh Take.
You are listening to the Fresh Take Network.
You're listening to the Fresh Take Network.
What it is, what to do. Welcome to Fresh Take, the rundown. Joshua Adam Marathon with the Town of 60 Dangers at Devan here. It's Devon Seal.
Hello.
And for the third week in a row, we're going to talk about K-pop Demon Hunters at the start of the
Oh
show.
my god, absolutely. Like I feel
Until
like
Devon
now,
sees it.
well, now I'm just not going to because of
You're being
like
a cool kid.
No, not even cool. I just want to do it to bug you now.
It is a little bit. So I did find it funny. Like literally everywhere I go, it's people talking about it. And then in our music group, I'm like, I asked Senator, who's the DJ of the group, was like, have you played this or had a request? Like literally zero, which was kind of funny, but I'm just like, that's crazy. Cause like every other circle I go in, it's just like talking about, like I had a meeting with an employer the other day and everyone's like, oh yeah. I was like, it's going to be golden, like K-pop Demon Hunters.
So it's just like if you're in the club, hey, you know.
And I think it's probably a little bit more ahead now, but 20 more million till it's number one movie on Netflix all time, knocking off Red Notice.
Well, I'm cheering for it just for that simple fact.
Do you know what number 3 is? Came out last Christmas.
It's not Don't Look Up because that was the Christmas before, right?
That was the Christmas before. That's number 5, I believe.
That's surprising. I don't even know if I liked that movie. I think of it. That's
fine.
A different story, though. Okay, what is the third highest movie on Netflix?
I will give you a person in the movie if you want it.
Yes, give me a hint.
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. Ozark didn't do a movie, did they?
No.
Okay.
Do
I even know what this movie is?
I'll give you the premise.
Okay.
It's Die Hardish.
Oh. I don't even know what it's called, but I know of it. There's no way I was ever going to see it.
Carry On.
Carry On. That's the number 3 movie on Netflix was Carry On.
All time.
Jeez,
I do feel like I had discussions about that over Christmas last year, about how terrible it was.
The movie. Did you see it?
Yeah, of course I did.
Well, no, I know that, but like I don't know. Like sometimes, actually, that's a dumb question for me to ask in general.
Me and Nick, we watch these shits together, man.
I too also appreciate good bad movies. I think my cutoff for good bad movies was like, did it come out before or after 1998?
Yeah, well, I've seen 2 of the worst movies I've seen in the last 2 weeks now. Not ever, but like this year.
Okay.
Death of the Unicorn and War of the Worlds. Death of the Unicorn is fine. It's like B movie type of stuff, but like it's still not good. I mean, all these movies that are bad are just so thankful War of the Worlds comes out because none of them will be talked about as that bad of a movie because War of the Worlds exists.
So I only know Death of a Unicorn, on a Unicorn, in a Unicorn, whatever it's called.
Death of a Unicorn, yeah.
I only know it because of the poster. I don't know anything about it. So please, can you just give me like a plot thing?
And this is going to bring me to another plot I wanted to talk about really quickly on here. So it has Paul Rudd in it.
Okay.
It's got Tia Leone, who I always like her. It's got Will Poulter, who's the best person in the movie.
I kind of like him now. I was a hater.
Well, we are the Millers. We'll do that.
Yeah.
And then it has Jenna Ortega, which got me to discuss with Nick and a few other friends. Are we sure Jenna Ortega's good?
No, I don't. Well,
because like she was in that terrible Weekend movie. Wednesday 2 kind of sucked.
Wednesday sucks.
It's very YA. like aggressively
Wow.
CWYA now though. Like before it wasn't like, you'd watch like, okay, this is kind of fun. And like this is
Right.
like CW. I feel so bad for the CW by the way, because there's a lot of shows I've liked in the CW. But now, like, there's a show that gets like, it's very CW, the CGI CW. Like, it's just, I hate that that's became
Budget.
like what a word is for that. I don't know. I'm not good with some of my grammar stuff, so I'm not going to say what the word is. I don't know if it's an
Yeah.
adjective or whatever. I'm a broadcaster. I speak, but I don't write. Okay.
Your grade 3 LA
Great.
teacher is so sad.
Um, but yeah, I think I do feel bad for CW like that. But yeah, like a few people that I know that watch Wednesday season 2, talking to my sister's text me and she's like this is kind of bad, right? I'm like, yeah, it's kind of bad. And then I talked to Nick and a few other people that watch Wednesday. I'm like, this kind of sucks, right? Like, yeah, this kind of sucks.
So why though? Is it because like it feels old and not
It
original
it
anymore? Is it
doesn't get it's one of the first times IGN nailed a review. It's a
oh
fucking
geez.
miracle. Like IGN had the highlight before when they ranked the season. They said Netflix doesn't get the Wednesday character, and they don't because it's the world is just a CW gothic Harry Potter. That's kind of what it's turned
Right.
into.
Okay.
That's
And
what it's
that's
turned. So
the
you
Adams
have like
family isn't it's not that. That's not
no,
them.
because you have Evermore the school, right? But you have like the werewolf crowd, and you have like the sirens, and you have like the Medusas. Like it's kind of like that, and I'm like, I've watched this with my nieces. It's called Monster High, and
Yes.
it's way better than this.
Right. And I've seen a little bit of Monster High on the internet, and it seems to be like you're right, like because one of the best parts about Adam's family was that everyone around them was so normal.
Yes, but now like when
So
you mix that in, and you have kind of this Harry Potter school type of feel, and
yeah.
it's kind of the same problem I have with like um Only Murderers in the Building, which I will watch this next season because Bobby Cannavale's on it, so I'm in. But it's just like how much like in Murders in the Building, it's like how many people can get murdered in this fucking building? And like because the doorman dies this new season of
That's
Murders in
the
the
old
Building,
guy,
but
right?
yeah, the doorman is dead.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's potentially a mafia hit. Um, and like this, like how much stuff can happen at Evermore all of a fucking sudden? I mean, you could say the same thing with Harry Potter, I guess, but it's just like it's how you make it happen with that,
Right.
right? In Harry Potter, at least there's the overarching um storyline of Voldemort that
Sure.
happens
Yeah.
with it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, I think like I mean, and it's fine. Like it's aggressive YA. It's not targeted towards me, and so I'm fine with that. So there is a crowd that finds it, enjoys it, but it does seem like the overall audience reception to it is not great. It barely held on to the number one spot on Netflix at all.
That's not
Which
what they
would you
want to hear.
no, because you would think like as far as shows that are coming back to Netflix this year, they had um Squid Game,
Mhm.
fail. Now you've had Wednesday, fail. They had now they have Stranger Things coming in a little bit here, and we all think that's going to potentially be a fail. Just for
Mhm.
reasons that were out of the Duffers and Netflix's hands, they just couldn't make the show fucking fast enough. I mean, Millie Bobby Brown adopted a child today. Like it's just crazy to say that sentence.
Well, what'd you say? There's been more presidents than there have been seasons of Stranger Things or something like that? Like,
Something like that, yeah.
are we sure? I know you're a fan, and I don't mean to take anything away from you. Are we sure that Stranger Things is actually good?
First season was great,
No doubt. Hey,
but I don't.
literally
I
the
think,
whole world agrees with you.
but after that, I mean, I've never when I would talk to people and it would be like season 2 or 3, it's like that's the best show I've ever seen on television, and I didn't want to be the pretentious television
Yeah.
critic
Okay.
reviewer guy to be like, have you seen Mad
Well,
Men? Have you seen Succession? Have you seen Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad or The Wire or Sopranos? Like that's the best show you've ever seen. I mean,
White
I don't want
Lotus, like,
to. I don't want to judge anyone's. If that's your favorite show,
yeah.
that's great. If that's what you enjoy, but I'm just saying there's better quality. Go watch MASH. Fantastic.
Oh my god, freaking love. Okay, so there's a huge. I think language is really important, and I think to go back to our grade 3 English teacher, because we've gotten lazier and worse with language, we actually are becoming less and less clear with what we're trying to say, and even like this conversation is really interesting. If you would have told me Stranger Things is your favorite show, I can't. Okay, that's a great answer. Like, I cannot critique that. If you think Stranger Things as a whole is one of the best shows on TV, you're categorically incorrect. If you think Stranger Things season 1 is one of the best seasons on television, I think the world would agree with you. And I just want to
still
make,
want to.
you know what I
still
mean?
want to put it ahead of like a Succession or a Mad Men, Sopranos, but yes.
Maybe, maybe season 1 of Stranger Things is not better than season 3 of Mad Men, but it still deserves to have like a moment in the TV Hall of Fame. Like, we're still going to talk about it 100 years from now.
I mean, look, when it comes out in November, it's going to be like so many people complained about the scheduled dates for Stranger Things, and I think it's brilliant. Like Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, and then New Year's. Like the times when people are going to want to watch TV the most. That was I've been on this podcast for 10 years complaining about Netflix releasing schedule. And again, I'm different than most of you because I am a content creator that talks about television. I want to have time to digest it, go on the Reddit forum, see the YouTube reviews, the podcast reviews to digest it. When these podcasts jump out a bunch of stuff all at once, it's very hard. Like with The Bear, it's very hard to get the full context of the season overall because we didn't. I think this season of The Bear was great, but it would have been so better digest if it was week after week with what Karm was going through.
Yeah, you need to kind of feel that he was going through it over a long period of time and not just like over 2 hours.
Yes. Like I am vehemently against a drop of like Peacemaker dropped tonight as we're recording this. I asked in the first episode. Devan didn't because it literally came on an hour before we started this. I had time. Devan didn't. So we'll talk about hopefully both in the next week. But I'm so happy they didn't do like, what Amazon or Apple does. Like, here's 4 episodes of it. It's like, oh shit, okay.
I know, it's so annoying. And then like I feel bad by not watching it all at once, but at the same time, like I don't watch 3 episodes of TV at the same like at one time. Like I might watch a movie. I might watch a movie like literally now. I've been watching it like once every like 2 months. Like I've been watching 0 movies because I've been watching this great old TV show. I've been watching like I've just been catching up on shit. Like I've been playing. I got this really cool game on Steam for like $1.97. That's really fun. Like, but also you touched on a point when we were talking about Wednesday and Harry Potter and stuff like that. And I want to say something that's going to be very controversial. And I'm ready for the smoke. I am not a Harry Potter fan.
Guess what?
I was. But then I'm not anymore. And I decided that for a very long time. It's been a while. Like I'm not like a Harry Potter adult. I don't have the Deathly Hallows tattooed on my body, and I don't disagree with anybody who does. I do not give 2 shits about any Harry Potter franchise stuff at all. Like I might I'll watch the HBO show because I think everyone else is going to. It's going to be a water cooler show, and everyone's going to love to hate all the casting and shit like that, and be racist and dumb, stupid shit. And it's going to be HBO. But I do not give 2 shits about Harry Potter stuff.
Guess what?
You don't
either. Will we review the HBO show? Probably, at least.
Well, I'll give it a shot.
I just think, my sisters really got into it when the books came out. So did my dad.
I did.
And so they all bonded on it. I'm like, fuck this Harry Potter bullshit. I don't give a shit. Because I didn't really read novels at the time. I was still reading comics. I didn't give a fuck about novels and stuff like that, really. So I was like, fuck this shit. And as I started, and I didn't even really go, I don't think I saw one of the movies in the theater. I think I saw them all when we had them on DVD and whatnot. I just didn't buy into that hype at the time. I have people, and other people that I've done. I didn't watch Lord of the Rings. I just was like, I don't give a fuck about magic shit. Get out of here for this magic shit. Yeah. Because I've never been able to get into that type of shit unless it's like in the comics and like Justice League Dark with Zatanna and Etrigan and Constantine. Then we're talking.
You want dark magic, not kid magic.
Yeah. So, but then I watched the movies. I had a binge one like a few years ago. I'm like, hey, these are pretty good. But I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
I still don't get. I mean, and again, like for some people, like growing up with Potter like that, that's their Star Wars,
Yep.
right? Like that's kind of their Star Wars, and that's cool. I mean, there's whole theme park building. I mean, I've gone to the actual alley in Edinburgh that's based off that where J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter. Like she
Oh.
based off the alley off of it, and there's all this Harry Potter stuff down that alley. See, I don't even know it.
Yeah.
Dagon Alley, I believe it is. In Edinburgh, and you can see all the separate Harry Potter stuff, and there's all the gift shops there. Like this is Dagon. And there's a tour there of where some of the stuff was shot and whatnot, and where JK like had coffee and everything like that.
Cool.
So I think even bringing the TV show back, I think is weird. I just never got as much of the hype, but the hype. I mean, we were there for the hype. I don't know the tension of going on here, but it's there. Also, the parallels to Star Wars are so familiar to me that I always thought it was like
It's the
such a
hero.
rip off.
It's
It's
the
a
hero's
hero's journey,
tale.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah,
I'm just very confident. I to your points, like I lived through Harry Potter. I got, I waited and got book number 4 at chapters, and at midnight kind of thing. And like I completely am impressed with the world that was created. I think the author is an atrocious piece of shit. And I'm determined never to give them any more money. But part of me though, like I'm just very comfortable with like the book of that life of that fandom having been closed. It's been closed for a long time now. But I'm just like I'm more comfortable saying it. Like I'm not an I guess I'm an ex like am I an ex Potter fan or like a former Potter fan? I don't know if I ever was as an adult.
yeah.
And I'm okay with
Yeah,
that. It's just like whatever. Like, but it's almost and you're right, like it's similar, people's Star Wars and blah 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 blah. It's just I'm yeah, I just don't give two shits about Harry Potter anymore.
I'm really interested to see how the HBO show they started filming this week. I'm really interested to see how the show performs and how it's received. Specifically, I mean, it does feel so early to do something like this.
Right. Yeah.
Just because, like, I mean, Daniel Radcliffe is what, mid-30s right now?
I think he's like literally my age. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw us off with the whole Harry Potter thing. I just
No,
want
it's
to
okay.
I just
I
want
like
like,
it.
I want to get it off my chest. I feel way better about myself having just getting, just saying that.
I do think on my magic side, obviously, I think I am missing out on not watching Lord of the Rings. Like, it's an Oscar winner, so it's obviously pretty good. I mean, even with like Game of Thrones, it was like pulling teeth for me. But like for me, obviously, I am very big into when something is a certain level of pop culture wise. I
Mhm.
will admit I need to understand the pop culture device on why it is so big,
Mhm.
which is why, I mean, I feel like I jumped into K-pop Demon Hunters. Go back to that quick just before the explosion, just before it.
Yeah, you were just kind of bored one night and you threw it on and just like got
Well,
your mind
because
blown,
it
right?
was funny. I was listening to the Midnight Boys on the Ringerverse, and they were talking about like you just started seeing like clips, like you kind of saw like it on your letterbox, kind of sitting there, right? And then like one or two clips would show up on my Instagram stories or TikTok, and I was like, oh, that like animation is kind of cool. And then I was like, it kept on being like top 3 on my letterbox all the time. I'm like, hey, what the fuck is this thing? Like it's getting some
Right. Oh,
buzz, and
I see.
then I started seeing some people's like letterbox accounts had it in the top 3 movies they've seen this year. I was like, okay, fuck it, like let's just check this out.
And then you were surprised. I love that about movies. I don't think it happens enough, and we don't give movies because we get this is the downside of having everything at our fingertips all the time is that we get to choose whenever we want. I mean, back in the day when we turned on TBS Superstation, we only got what
Hmm.
they were playing, or Dinner and a Movie, for example. We only got what they were
Overboard all the time, so much overboard.
we so it's just like but also like there's something really to be said, and this is funny because everything comes full circle. Like there I think us as a TV going population will kind of swing back and forth a little bit. Like I think we're kind of going back to the middle where uh things on demand is literally perfect for when you have half an hour and you need to catch up on that show that you missed like this week. Things on demand are benefit to society no matter what too. But at the same time, I miss the idea of just putting the TV on and not thinking.
Yeah.
And you just kind of scroll because you never know, like those Saturday afternoon programmings between all the commercial, like all the infomercials with like that rotisserie thing or like slap chop, like there would be some gold sometimes. Like you just go on these marathons of how it's made on Discovery Channel or whatever, right? Like back when TLC and A&E were good channels, you'd watch some weird like kind of semi-reality show. And I like that idea of television kind of being like it's like going to the library. Like you never really know what you're going to find, and you might find something that's like really going to change your world. And we don't get that now that you get to choose everything you watch all the time. We don't get that opportunity anymore.
I do. I mean, we kind of have it a little bit. Like Peacemaker tonight like came out at 7, so you can watch it at 7. But that the audience, there's not that I need to watch because I remember, for example, with Friends, for example, when the wedding happened, right? And he says, like Ross says, "I take thee, Rachel," and like you had to watch that episode. I believe it was the finale. You had to watch that episode, and if you didn't, you might get it randomly some point in the summertime. But if not, shit was gone. And that was
That's
like
true.
it was gone. So you'd go to school and people would be talking about it, and the people that did it say, "I didn't see it, and my VCR didn't tape correctly." Like, all right, I don't know what to tell you. I guess you just wait, or like we talked about it before too with the late night stuff. It's like, "Oh, did you see what happened on Leno last night or Conan?" It's like, "No." It's like, well, then I don't know how the fuck you're going to see it then.
I don't feel bad for you. Ah!
I mean, it's the same way. Like I mentioned on here like before, like with wrestling. I would, have basketball practice at the same time as Monday Night Raw and WCW, and I'd make sure I had 2 different televisions that were PVR to see new age stuff, but VCR time exactly to tape WCW on Monday Night Raw exactly.
Nice.
Which and I did the same with Seinfeld as well. But like that's really like the only way you could really do it.
Shit was wild back then.
And sometimes you had to tape over shit. There was a time I remember I had like a Saturday Night Live episode that I really, really liked. I'm like, fuck it, I need to watch this episode of Seinfeld tonight. This is the only way I'm going to be able to watch it.
Yeah, just so you can like tape over.
Yeah. So I mean, yes, I sound very old with this, but these kids don't understand. They don't
No, there's
understand what it
something
was like.
I think what's interesting is like when you didn't have everything at your fingertips, you really got to be kind of flexible, but like also like things were kind of whimsical. Like
Well,
when
remember if you go to
things
Blockbuster, Dev, and like we're gonna have a
Yeah.
Golden Eye night. We're gonna have a Golden Eye night. Well, I don't know Golden Eye. We'll get it at Blockbuster. It'll be fine. And you go to Blockbuster, it's like, fuck, it's not there. Shit. And then you just find another random game. Like I remember one time, like Golden Eye's not here. Fuck, we're screwed. Like, get Nagano Olympics.
Yeah.
Try it out. It was kind
Yeah.
of fun.
Well, yeah, I remember that happened to us one time. I don't know what we were trying to rent, but we ended up renting like NASCAR 2003 or something like that.
Yeah.
And just thinking like, oh, we're just going to drive in circles for an hour. That was so fun learning how to play it because like no one was good at it.
No.
And we all had to kind of just figure our own crap out. And there was actually some things about that game that were really enjoyable. And I never ever ever would have given it a chance unless I was forced to, just like how we're talking about watching TV. So like the idea of media being whimsical to me, I think is something that is really important to me. We don't get it enough anymore because how often like even the idea of Apple Music, right? Like I rarely put the radio stations on. I basically go right to the artist and play like essentials, or I play an album, or I play a playlist that's already all made and already all perfected. Like how often do you find a song in a totally random genre you've never even thought of before, and then suddenly you're like, oh, I'm going to start getting into metal music? Like why? doesn't happen because we're just kept in our little boxes and we're kept happy. So whatever.
Yeah, the first time that happened to me was I remember when my sister got the Linkin Park album. She
Oh
got
hell yeah.
Hybrid, and I was like, she's like, no, try this out. I'm like, you're my little sister. I'm not gonna take fucking music advice from you. And then I listened to it. I'm like, okay, no, this is good. And then coincidentally, my uncle who worked for a record company at the same time gave us free music, and he had a Foo Fighters album as well. I'm like, okay, this is good. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, that's. But then you have to go to like, I mean, the thing for that back in the day. This has turned into full nostalgia lane. But you would go to like the cash converters out here for others that might be like kind of like a pawn shop. I guess is the best way I can put it. But you go to cash converters and you try to find like the best finds for like $2, $3 CDs, and then but you would just like sit in your room and just like play video games or just like do whatever and just go through the CD and like, okay, that one's a banger, that one's not so good, but that one's a banger and that one's good. But you would just sometimes you just buy an album, you don't even know anything about the artist, like okay,
No.
cool, like even like a hip hop album, like I bought like Sibo. I'm like, well, Dub C's on this, so it must be good.
Yeah, if he likes him, I definitely like him.
Yeah. So like that's kind of like our Spice One. I'm like, oh, like Mac 10's on this. Cool. I'll try it out. Or like, like I remember finding Nevermind. I'm like, I've heard this Nirvana is good.
I heard the Nirvana is a good band.
So like, oh, I heard Pearl Jam is good. Let me try this Pearl Jam album out. It's $2 here. So go with that.
Exactly. Yeah, we just don't have those, like it just doesn't work that way much anymore, and it makes me a little sad. And I don't know. Just, I miss the I mean I think that's kind of like why I like Tubi, because like you just get what you get, like, and it's
And
just
Tubi's
like
been
too
on
bad.
a roll for me. Tubi has been on a roll.
Now the thing with Tubi, like which I tell everybody that I've ever met, like you gotta put a lot of work in. If you put the work in to like really find some stuff, you will be rewarded. It's going to be weird, and I can't tell you what you're going to find, but man, it's going to be fun.
I started watching on it, and it was kind of almost serendipitous because then the rewatchables did it. It was Rollerball with James Caan from 1975.
Oh wow! I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever actually seen it.
I'm only like half an hour in, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's weird to see James Caan. I don't think I've really seen him in a lot. Like I've only really seen him in Elf
Godfather.
and Godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Misery. I saw Misery.
Oh,
Misery.
friggin'! Who hasn't seen Misery?
Yeah.
Oh my god, the
Yeah.
wood blocks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. Like, let's do like a 5
That's
second.
where I saw Species. It was on Tubi.
No. And you know what? Like, I actually don't mind, like, especially on Tubi, like the commercials. I'm kind of like
They're nothing.
Like,
They're nothing.
They don't
They're
bother. They
nothing.
don't bother me.
They're nothing.
I move on from them. Like, I get more annoyed by commercials on YouTube. Like,
there's a movie on here that I didn't even know existed. That's from 2014. It's called Badass 2 Badasses, and it has Danny Trejo and Danny Glover. I'm like,
it's called
so
Badass
intrigued.
2 Badasses.
Yes, and then there is Badass 3. This is on the Bayou. And I think it has John Amos in it with Glover and Trejo. So it just started off with Danny Trejo, and then it grew.
Oh, directed by Craig Moss, who's like a spoof guy.
Is it?
Yeah, he did The 41-Year-Old Virgin Who Knocked Up Sarah Marshall and felt super bad about it.
I saw that movie one night when I was really bored. It's not good. It's so bad. I was like, I just want to play Marvel Snap, but I just want background noise. I don't want to know the plot. Like that's what Tubi is great for. If I'm like trying to go up ranking ladders on Marvel Snap or any other game, and I'm like, I don't give a shit about the plot, whatever. So then I'll put on like a Tubi B movie.
Oh yeah, the B movies. Like, I love movies. I love all media that doesn't pretend to be anything other than it is. Like, doesn't try to be good. Doesn't pretend to make it. Like, I love bad stuff when it.
There's one really good movie on here, by the way.
What's that?
Ingrid Goes West with Aubrey Plaza, Elizabeth Olsen, Wyatt Russell, and O'Shea Jackson. Palm's in it
Oh.
as well. Highly suggest. Really fucking good movie.
Oh, there you go. See, like that's a movie that like I probably never would have ever come across unless like my friend told me about it and I had to go find
And
it.
Mortal Kombat's on there now too. So
The new one?
no, the classic.
Really? Oh, friggin'
Yeah. And
best.
Flying Circus is on there too.
Ooh, yeah. Well, Netflix had Python stuff. They have the movies at least. I should check if they still do.
You guys put me on to Tubi because I believe I was the only one that didn't have Tubi as their streamer of the year last year.
Oh yeah, it's just,
And
well, especially like
I am starting to warm up to it a lot more.
well, it's because like some of like Crave is directly proportional to how good the HBO shows are.
Yes.
There's no two ways about it. There's no hiding that Crave is only good if HBO is good. And everything else is like, it kind of just depends on what the biggest TV show that streamer had. So if Mandalorian's good, then Disney's going to win. If Succession's good, then Crave's going to win. But like,
I'd
if
say the
it's
best
not,
bang for your buck, honestly, is Paramount.
okay. See, I never would have thought about that.
It's $7.
Yeah.
And I've watched a movie on there at least once to every 2 weeks. There's something on there for a movie.
Okay.
Dexter, which has been great this season. Let's see how they fuck it up.
You know
South
they
Park.
will.
Yep, South Park, which has been great.
Okay.
And then all the if you don't watch Taylor Sheridan, like you're not going to watch any Taylor Sheridan show, but like
Yeah, but I like Sicario. I like Hell or High Water.
There you go.
Like,
so
I like him.
yeah,
I like his movies more than his TV.
So like, yeah, I kind of remember the oil show with Billy Bob Thornton. Like I watched that.
Oh,
that was
Land
really
Man.
Man, with my cameo of the year. I was thinking about it because we're getting near the year-end awards, right? We got like 4 months left. And I'm like, I think Sam Rockwell knocked himself out of cameo status. So Jerry Jones still lives on for cameo of the year.
Do you know where Taylor Sheridan was born?
It's not going to be something obvious, right? It's like we would think it would be Texas.
No, well, he went to school in Texas, but where he was born, you're going to really appreciate. Would you like me to tell you?
Sure.
Chapel Hill.
I was going to say that. Amazing.
Really? Okay.
Speaking of Chapel Hill, by the way, I don't know if you saw, this podcast is not going to really review anything at this point, but
oh, we could.
Rich Eisen returned to the
I saw that.
The Sports Center desk, and I don't know if I should say this in a podcast, but maybe statute of limitations got away. As someone that had maybe a buck that he shouldn't have had that showed American stuff in Canada at the time.
You're really thinking you're gonna get busted because of that?
Who knows?
Did you ever? Hey, just a question for you before you go on. This never happened to me. Did you ever get a letter in the mail that you were watching downloaded pirated movies?
Yes.
How many?
One. It's Big Bang Theory.
Did it scare the shit out of you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I never got it. I didn't watch a lot, but like I never got one. So
I went to one buddy. I'm like, oh my God, they gave us this letter and blah, 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 blah. My dad's like losing his shit.
Oh,
and my buddy's like, yeah, I get those every week. Go, okay.
You're going to go to jail, bad boy.
But I mean, I will say, like, you know, I didn't do a lot of that stuff for that side of things, but I think I told the story on here before. But for those when I went to the Last of Us premiere and I talked to the costume designers and I talked to the project set people, it just dramatically changed my mindset on the business and where the money goes.
Right.
So I then had a guilty, and some people are like, I don't give a shit. I can't afford this. I'm going to watch it. Do you? But I had a guilty conscience of like, I can't do this because yes, Pedro Pasquale or Bella Ramsey, they're going to get theirs. But the person that is the costume designer, set designer, filmographer, all them, they're not going to get theirs. So if I can rent a movie like that and give like Friendship, I was like, yeah, I waited for it to go down. I watched it. I'm like, you know, back in the day, maybe, you know, pirated. I'm like, but you know what? Like I gave it $5 and that goes towards the net of the movie. And I feel a lot better about it.
Yeah. Also, like, it's just so convenient to actually rent things and just get it instantly. So like, I didn't download a lot. I definitely streamed I streamed a little bit, but nothing crazy. Like I think I streamed the first season of Mad Men because I don't like I was at this is right before I met you.
Yeah.
Because I was still at university and just didn't have access to any of that sort of stuff. And so I streamed the first season like during exam break, and then I moved to Calgary like a couple months later, and then it was like, oh, I'm back on my parents' cable plan, and then here we are. So
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, we still have time to review stuff, but
We will.
I mean,
But so, anyways, I had that box back in the day. We had the American satellite, right?
yeah.
And I would watch SportsCenter all the time. And that's, I mean, anyone that listens, I don't like to get into my personal job too much, but anyone that knows I am a sports broadcaster. And a lot of the stuff I have is because of Stu Scott. And that was a very emotional day for me when he passed away. So when Rich was there, and I grew up on Rich and Stu for SportsCenter,
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of people grew up here, and that's when my basketball influence started coming out. And because up here in Canada we had what was Sports Desk at first, not SportsCenter. And that's why like people are like, oh, why why aren't you like big into like Bob McKenzie or this and this guy? I'm like, because I didn't grow up with them. I grew up
Mm-hmm.
with Stu and Rich. Like those were my guys, and of like some of like the stuff that's the way that Stu would talk about basketball got you so excited about the game. The way that he delivered on basketball got you so excited, like saying, "Oh, he's cool on the other side of the pillow," and all this stuff was so badass. And Rich and him would play off each other so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just like this is what it's supposed to be like. This is what I want to be like. We had all these friends watching Hockey Night in Canada and enjoying Bob Cole or liking Don Cherry, Ron McLean, and whatever. I was like, no, like this is the team. So when Rich came on, I was like, this is so cool that Rich is back on SportsCenter for the first time in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so weird he's not going to be with Stu, and how are they going to do this? And
It
anyone
was
that's on
so
that segment,
sad.
it was very sad, but he knocked it out of the fucking park.
He was just on the verge the whole time.
Yeah.
And you're right, like you're totally right about Stuart Scott. Like I had that same feeling, but it was with the original guys from The Score.
Yeah,
Adnan
yeah, there's the
Burke,
other.
Sid
Yeah, okay.
Sixero,
They're there
Tim.
too because The Score was the one I watched because
Yeah,
they
it was
again
cool.
for us again like I for people that live in Canada, there was the hockey people, but then there was those people that play basketball. And it's like, I just can't listen to this hockey stuff all the fucking time. I'm sorry. And The Score had Cabby and Sid and Tim, and they were
Yeah,
talking about
Cabby.
basketball in a
Mhm.
way that we didn't see on TSN.
And the thing that I think about with Stuart Scott was, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, he talked about basketball in a way that I could instantly tell he knew what he was talking about. Like he had played with his friends, or but
Yeah.
like he knew the lingo that basketball players used.
Yeah.
And in doing so, because I was playing basketball at the time, he made it seem like he was narrating what I was doing, and he made it
Yeah.
cool. He wasn't and like not I'm not taking away from like Bob Costas, for example, who's like a great storyteller with the microphone. Stu Scott was just a guy who just loved it was like the game basketball is poetry in motion. Well,
Mhm.
his words were able to describe the poetry. He was using poetry to describe it in the urban slang that we were talking about, and just made
Yeah.
it seem very normalized, and just really accessible. And it just maybe it just it he was cool. No matter what words you want to use, he was cool.
It was the
And go ahead.
it was the sorry, it was the antithesis of what ESPN was, and I wish still was, when you had
Casual.
these people that you could tell between Rich and between Stu, Kenny Mayne, who was really, really funny.
Yeah.
And then you had Tony and Wilbon doing what they were doing. It's like
PTI,
everyone
yeah.
here feels like they know what they're doing. And then you start having someone like Simmons writing for them. And it's like, wow, like these are people that are dedicated. And now you kind of see what it turns into now, and it's just really disheartening.
Keith Olbermann.
Keith Olbermann as well, yeah.
I'm a big Keith Olbermann fan.
And now, like I see what it turns into. And I mean, I'm happy Rich is back. We'll see what Inside the NBA is like on there. But it's at times disheartening. And I like to say that I kind of blame it on one person in particular in the way they went with ways, but we'll kind of leave that part alone.
You can read between the lines.
Clearly. But it was really cool to see Rich back. And yeah, it'll be a big next few weeks here for ESPN because now Rich is back. NFL's coming back. They will have the right. They got the rights to WWE, which is one thing a news story I did want to talk about on top of this. So they have the rights to WWE. The last PLE will be next week for the pay-per-view for that. So don't forget for Clash in Paris. And then it'll go to ESPN where they'll have, you're going to love this name, Dev. You're going to love this wrestling pay-per-view name.
Please.
WrestlePalooza!
No, where is it?
Indianapolis.
I was kind of hoping
WrestlePalooza!
I was kind of hoping it'd be like in Woodstock or it'd be like somewhere funny. I don't know.
So that'll be on ESPN, and then obviously we'll see what the Inside the NBA guys like. But on top of that, I forgot to talk about this last week, and I did want to talk about this. Paramount. Speaking about Paramount, they got the rights to UFC. Yes. And we haven't talked about this in the Sharpshooter podcast. So I just want to talk about it on here quickly. I was flabbergasted. I was shocked because really? I thought they were either going to go back to ESPN or I thought one of the big streamers was going to take it. I thought this would be Apple finally saying, okay, we have MLS soccer, we have some MLB, but we're going to make the big jump and get this UFC. Or I thought it would be Netflix or Amazon maybe as well. But I thought Netflix for sure. Hey, we already have WWE, so we have one part of the big brand for TKO here. We're doing some of the boxing that TKO, I believe, is associated with. I haven't confirmed it yet, but WWE promoted it this week, the Alvarez fight and the Crawford fight. It comes in like 3 weeks. So I'm assuming that's in junction with TKO. So like, let's just make TKO part of Netflix. It's easy and accessible. Netflix, UFC, part of the same brand. Let's go. And then when Paramount got it, I was like, what? And then the fact that pay-per-views are just going to be on Paramount and some stuff's going to be on CBS, which is really, I don't know how it works up there in Canada. I have no idea how that's going to work yet. No one can really confirm it yet too much. I think we still might have some pay-per-view stuff, but it was just like, I mean, it's huge for Paramount. Like I said, don't cost it. Their prices will go up, but I was shocked. I mean, especially, we're not going to get into the political ramifications of this. But, the White House show that's going to be arguably the biggest pay-per-view ever for buys. If it is on pay-per-view now, I don't even know if it's on pay-per-view or not. And it's getting talked a lot about. It's like, that's going to get a lot of eyes on it. And I was like, oh, so now that's just going to be on Paramount or is that going to be on CBS? Like, there's other discussions with that as well. As someone that's in this world and covers stuff in that world, and the UFC side, I'm not as dedicated on, obviously. It junctures with WWE now being part of the TKO side of things. So you keep an eye on it. But yeah, I was shocked they went to Paramount. That I thought Netflix 1, go back to ESPN 2, Amazon, and then Apple. Paramount was way down the list for me.
Well, isn't it funny that we talk about the pendulum a lot, what's old is new again. So we're talking about WWE, which was a trailblazer 10 years ago, making its own app and own streaming service.
Yep.
Now being swallowed up by TKO and now being blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
We're seeing it with, we saw Discovery, and what's the other half of it I'm missing out on? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, the Discovery Max.
Yeah, they tried to separate, and they now like HBO Max is now going back to HBO. Apple is now out of MLB, and then of course like ESPN buying Red Zone was huge.
But the NFL Network.
Well, yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. But getting Red Zones in particular is probably the best thing for them. And so like it's kind of funny that now we're talking ourselves into the ideas of like these big companies owning the things that they probably should have from the beginning. Like
Yeah.
I find it really funny. Like if you would have told me 15 or 20 years ago, like back when Simmons was on ESPN and all these guys we just spent a lot of time talking about, like if you would have told me the future is going to be websites owning and showing live things and you get to watch it whenever you want, I assumed, or I would have, that ESPN would literally just show every sport because ESPN was, in my mind, was so big and had so much influence because for a long time ESPN, like especially when Stu was and Rich Eisen and Olbermann and blah 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 were all there, was cool. Why wouldn't they? And now we're kind of going back to that. Like it's ultimately, I think it's probably a good thing. Like it's gone, or like we've now piecemealed everything that it's so hard to be like, even on Apple TV, like you have to search things with your voice. Like you can't just like, it's so hard to go through the apps, like because there's so many. Like imagine trying to find, like right now we're in a weird spot because we don't have any shows. Like my partner and I do not have any shows that we're watching together right now. And the last like
I don't
three
think I can
nights,
even recommend one. Maybe
no,
Platonic.
I'm watching that as my own thing because I'm like
Yeah.
I really enjoy Seth Rogen more than the average person, I think. And it's like
There's no HBO show.
we spend more time trying to find a show because we have to spend all this goddamn time scrolling through apps when it's like I like the idea of ESPN just having all the sports.
Yeah.
Like what's so hard about that? Like geez.
Well, there was a journalistic integrity question with ESPN the other day. Now that
Oh, really?
WWE has all the pay-per-views there, and it was made
Okay.
official that WrestlePalooza will be the first one in September.
WrestlePalooza.
The AEW section of the wrestling page of ESPN has been removed.
Yeah, they don't own it. They don't want to talk about a competitor if they don't own it.
Yeah,
Like, or
so
any
it's like,
interest,
oh, okay. I mean, that's interesting. So
because
and
they're gonna plug what they own.
yeah,
right?
no, and I get it. But
Yeah,
some
like
people are like, oh, that's journalistic. You know, you're taking that. Like, I mean, it is what you make a deal with WWE, and if they make a request like, hey, we don't want AEW on your page, and
okay,
that's the way business works. I'm sorry, it sucks.
because that suddenly changes your entire subscriber fan base. It legitimizes you with all the other kind of like, I'm gonna say, not big four sports fans out there. And I mean, the crossover between football and MMA is probably a perfect circle. Ultimately, like this is a good thing for ESPN because like I don't want ESPN to go away. I think it's a great brand. It's been the worldwide, like literally the worldwide leader in sports. Why would they be anything different? And if they have to have certain business relationships with people, that's fine. They're not a news company. They never were a news company, so they don't have like. If you told me that the Associated Press was no longer going to cover news in Asia, like that makes no sense because the Associated Press deals with worldwide news.
Yeah.
But ESPN is a private company. It's not like it isn't like funded by taxpayer dollars and blah 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 blah. So I see the point.
It does seem like I mean, Disney and WWE, I assumed at one point were going to join forces in some way. And obviously Disney doesn't own WWE, ESPN owns it, but you're going to start seeing superstars in Disney promoting shows and stuff like that. Like I guarantee you'll start seeing that. So I mean, for TKO as a brand right now, I mean, having two entities on Netflix, I mean, the boxing thing on Netflix is going to be really interesting. This Alvarez and Crawford fight. That's like the two biggest like legit boxing names I think we've had on a pay-per-view like that. And that kind of goes to the other discussion too of like, is pay-per-view dead now? Because UFC said like they're not really going to be doing pay-per-view. These shows are just going to be on Paramount. Obviously all the pay-per-views in Canada and international are on Netflix. ESPN deal, I think you pay like $30 for the year and you get all the pay-per-views on there, I believe. But then AEW has a show this week and it's $55. So they got to start by having to figure out, because I was like, okay, I'll watch it. I'll watch this AEW pay-per-view this week. And I'm like, nope, I will not be watching this AEW pay-per-view this week. I'm not paying $55 for that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
hell
good
no.
card, but not $55.
I'm like such a weird. I don't really support the idea of combat sports, but yet like like it's really funny because there's very few things that we have in media that draws so much attention like the big fight.
Yeah.
Pacquiao, Mayweather, like I don't like boxing, but we walked around for 3 hours trying to find space to go watch Pacquiao Mayweather. Why? Because
McGregor.
the whole, or well, yeah, okay, yeah, that's that example, yes.
Yeah.
But just like, why did we want to watch it? Because everybody else was watching it.
Yeah. Well, because
I know
it was
nothing
the
about
pop
boxing.
culture. No, I mean even I was calling a game when the Tyson and the Paul fight happened, and I'll never forget. Um, the band plays in front of us. The UFC band plays in front of us, and they had the trumpet player was playing, but in his little music book, he had his tablet watching the fight, and the guy next to
Nice.
him had his tablet watching the fight. I was
That's
like,
that's
"Geez,
funny.
this is crazy."
I mean, me and my buddies would put on March Madness and put it in the front row of our lecture halls at university and just like
Amazing.
sit 2 rows behind and we'd all just be watching March Madness while the guy was talking about chemistry. Like,
Yeah, we went to the production truck because the Tyson fight just started after the game, and then we just put it on the production truck TVs and watched the fights.
hell yeah. I don't know
So
why. I
Croft,
don't know why. Like, there's just these things that like combat sports just bring out. It's like it like satisfies like our lizard brain or something.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why, like I said, the White House situation, as ridiculous and stupid as it is, there is a spectacle that in my mind, I'm like, I just have to see it to believe it. I need to see the
Right.
White House there and an
hmm
octagon next to it because it's absolutely absurd.
It's like the pictures of like the Oval Office now that they're all like it's all gold, and I'm like, this who would be dumb enough to do this? And I was like, wait a
Yeah,
second,
yeah. So
I
I just
know
need
who'd
to
be dumb
see it.
enough to do this. Yeah,
And like
exactly.
Conor McGregor is like getting ready to fight for the first time in like multiple years for this. So like people like me that are a very casual UFC fan, I'm like, oh, Conor McGregor's fighting or this fighter's fighting. Oh, they're gonna bring Ronda Rousey out of retirement, like stuff like that. I mean, they won't bring Ronda out. I think she's done, but that kind of stuff gets you like, oh, okay, I'm
How
intrigued.
is her wrestling career going, by the way?
Terrible. It was great
Really?
at first, and then she got she had a family, but her second run wasn't very good. She kind of seemed like she didn't care. But she had a family.
Right.
I think 2 kids, so she seems really happy being a mom. So good for her. That's great.
I didn't even know that was she was in that part of her.
Yeah. So really happy for her for that. I'm not gonna go full. I get this pod. I like the vibes, and I just really quickly because I want to go to some other kind of fun topics before we get out of here. But just like Alien Earth this week.
Sorry, repeat that one more time.
Did you like Alien? I actually don't even care if you like Alien Earth anymore. I need to know what your cousin's thoughts are on every episode now.
Oh, frick. Oh. Did we like it? Ultimately, yes. Um, I think
It's
because
been very mixed reviews
yeah,
online.
and you know what? I think I said this last week. Like, I went, or maybe I told my cousin this. Um, I went to the Alien subreddit after the first 2 episodes came out. I think it's called like LV421, which I think is Earth, or
Yeah,
is it the planet? Is it the planet they first land on an alien or something? Whatever, it doesn't
could
matter.
be. Yeah,
And the alien fans were friggin' toxic as shit. Like they're like, why do they have to be like kids in adult bodies? Such a dumb idea. And then I went over to the TV subreddit and watched or read the reviews, and it was much more like very much more rational. Um,
yeah,
but the thing that my cousin and I have talked about a little bit was that, and I did actually talk about this with my partner too, because she asked the question, how was it? And I was like, we are going into the show because my cousin did not watch any trailers, did not see
yeah.
any
You were saying that.
pictures. I had to tell them when it was coming out. And so we're going in with like a really open mind. And because it's set a couple years before the first movie and they've never been to Earth before, there's actually a lot of different directions they could go, and so like we just want to see like, and we want to judge it after the fact. Like I'm basically convinced that most of those kid robots are dying at some point in time. They're all going to
Of
fight aliens
course.
and die. Maybe one or two of them might survive. The genius boy genius dude, he's definitely getting got, and I cannot wait. But then the thing that we were talking about while we were watching the show was like, what's the real reason that we watched Alien for? It's to watch people get friggin' eaten.
Mhm.
And as long as that happens, as long as there's some cool alien stuff in there, and as long as the robots are cool, everything else is kind of like bonus points. So, do I have some critiques? I mean, sometimes the CGI is like just a little iffy, but you know what I actually give a lot of credit for are the actors pretending to play kids.
Dude, they're killing it.
Like the two boys, Slightly and his buddy's name, like the
Yeah,
way they riff off each other is exactly
so
like
good.
how I would have been with friends. It was really cool. Like it looks like they're having fun playing those characters. And therefore it makes me enjoy it more. Like Timothy Oliphant's character, like we already know he's like a sick, twisted pervert already. Like, and
He's
I
got some
can't
David vibes, man. I
a
no, I
hundred
don't.
percent.
He's got so many David vibes.
And I think what's great about this show, whether or not I agree with all the decisions that they make, is that I'm constantly asking questions. I'm constantly curious about what kind of information they're going to share with me in the next episode. And then I just want to see people friggin' cut up aliens. The one thing that I wish from this last episode was that I wish that we saw Wendy fight the xenomorph.
Yeah, they couldn't. It was like, we can't afford this in the budget. What should we do?
Oh
Put a
no, yeah,
steel grate behind them and it's a bunch of noises.
I know. In the movie version, we definitely would have seen it. But like, how does she chop the head off of an alien? Like, I just need
Yeah.
to know.
And now is she bonded with it in some way?
So the way that I understood it, especially because this happened when she first got released into the spaceship, was that she could hear them. I think that her ears are just really finely, like they're just really powerful.
Hmm.
That's my only guess. But because she's a robot. Like, how would she like? Unless there's some kind of science that we have not been shown or hinted at in at all whatsoever through this crazy kid dude. Um, I think she just has like super senses.
What did your cuz think?
Oh, she's like, it's too early to tell if it's going to be good or
Yeah.
not, but like we're having fun with it.
Yeah. I'm having fun with it.
But we talked about this a few weeks ago before Alien came out. Like Predator and Alien are in a really good spot because they didn't over milk everything, and they've also they've also let their creators make really creative decisions.
Yeah.
And like we could talk about Alien, like Romulus, if it was good or not because of the callbacks. Regardless of the callbacks of like to the original franchise, there are some fantastic scenes in that movie,
I
and
think I need to rewatch it.
the setting was really good. The like all the sets, all the spaceship was really cool. The face hugger stuff was really cool. Like it was just a fun movie. Like it didn't. And I think the thing with Alien, it probably did this in its low point because Alien's already reached a low point in its lifespan, right? Alien
Yeah.
3, Alien Resurrection, AVP are all terrible. Because they've already hit the rock bottom, they can only go up. They've learned their lessons already. And I think Star Wars is still learning those lessons a little bit from the sequel trilogy before hopefully it goes up. Alien and Predator are already up with Prey, with the trilogy movie we just saw, with the new Predator movie coming out. Like, don't milk it too much and don't take yourself too seriously.
Well, have you heard about all this stuff on Doomsday?
No.
That this movie is either going to be genius or it's going to suck. I don't think there's
Okay.
any in between. So Alan Cummings came out and said he has no idea who he shot scenes with, and that sometimes he would shoot scenes completely by himself, and they said they would add people in afterwards. And then apparently
Yeah.
two prominent actors got in a fight, like full fist fight on the set, and were said, well, we can shoot the scenes separately, but that would cost Marvel and Disney a lot of money. Or we can shoot you guys together and you guys can apologize to each other. But the one actor said something to another actor in jest, and the other actor didn't take it lightly, and that was what started the fight. There was some online
Do you know who it
speculation,
is?
although it's from like one random tweet, some people put some variety to it, so no one knows for sure. Speculation is RDJ and Ryan Reynolds.
I'm instantly on RDJ's side.
So that's one of the early Again, it was from one Twitter user that has no real credentials, so
Right.
can't put really anything behind that. And then there's been other stuff knowing about like other actors like playing stuff by themselves. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Are you excited about this movie?
Yes, I am, but like
I'm
it
not.
almost seems it's very ambitious, and it's a weird stage to do it. I mean, even this Spider-Man movie, like I was excited about it, but now it's like, oh yeah, Yelena's in it now, and the Kingpin's in it. I'm like, did you guys learn nothing of what made Superman good? It wasn't the fact that the Justice Gang was in it. It was that it was a Superman movie surrounded by those characters. And the lesson that Marvel hasn't learned is that they saw Endgame happen. It's like, oh, it's the cameos. That's what we need.
Yes.
And so every movie, I mean, Fantastic Four doesn't have that. It's good, but it's too late now. Like what Quantumania and Multiverse of Madness and all that did unreversible damage to the MCU. The only reason Deadpool Wolverine did good was because people like Deadpool and they wanted to see Hugh again, and X-Men is a draw. That's the only reason that movie made $1 billion. But any other thing that comes out from the MCU right now, people don't give a shit. Thunderbolts, a really good movie, like a really, really good movie. Don't give a shit because
it's coming out in a week.
Yes, on Disney Plus. But I think that the poison from what Quantumania and the Marvels and Multiverse, although I think Multiverse of Madness is a good movie personally, but for what people expect. But Multiverse of Madness didn't learn its lesson in that either. Like that was just a cameo fest.
Yeah.
But again, then Deadpool happens. The cameos work. The cameos work. But like I think that when you look at again what Superman was, like Superman is good. It's great, but it's not because the Justice Gang's in it. It's because it's a Superman movie, and you feel it's Superman. That there's these like Marvel needs to find at this next phase when they do reset the Earth, and then they start focusing on mutants. I think it's what X-Men '97 does so well, right? When you saw Spider-Man or you saw Silver Samurai, or you saw the Omega Red cameos, but they felt built into the world. It didn't feel cheap. And a lot of these cameos and creation that Marvel's done now is like, hey, it's Harry Styles and Pip the Troll, or that's Blade's voice with Black Knight. It feels cheap.
What's funny is that this is very like paradoxical. It feels cheap because it felt like Marvel's answer to everything was that if we throw enough money at it, it'll solve all of our problems.
Yeah.
And yes, like I know that a lot of the MCU are some of the most expensive movies of all time. What made a lot of early MCU stuff good was actually just the heart. And it was the stakes. A lot of the movies, especially the good movies in the MCU, the heroes were really fighting for something, whether that be a small conflict or a big conflict. And I don't know where the real downfall is. Like is it the Marvels? Is it Eternals? Is it whatever? Is it Endgame just blowing its load? I don't know. It almost feels like Marvel now, because we so rarely got Thanos until Infinity War, the villain of the movie, the next movie, was the biggest deal to us because we never knew when Thanos was going to stop by. And we never actually really got to see him do anything for a long time. So we were kept guessing, why is he so strong? Why are people so scared of him? It's almost like, finally seeing like it's like seeing Dracula in a vampire movie. Like once you rip that band-aid off, you can't put it back on. And so you got to build that tension up as long as you can. And since that, I have now subconsciously told myself that I'm just waiting for the next movie where the next big bad comes. And so all of these setup movies, when these villains die in one movie, don't matter to me. So automatically, I'm not invested in these movies because Disney or Marvel MCU is not invested in them because they keep telling us in all these press releases, Doomsday, Doomsday, Doomsday. It's almost like nothing from the time they announced Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom until that movie comes out. Don't watch it. It doesn't matter. We only need you to come out for one thing, which is the whole exact opposite values that phases 1 through 4 had in Marvel, where every movie had a little piece that built to something bigger than itself. And now these setup movies aren't even worth the paper that scripts are printed on.
No, I mean, even at the end of Thunderbolts, there's a payoff. It's like, yeah, this would have been good, but I think it's too late now. And same with Fantastic Four. It's like,
Yes,
this would have been good, but now it's too late now. Like
it would have been good. And I don't know if it's a problem of like, was Infinity War just so good that we can never reach that high again? Or does it have to do with the types of storytelling that the MCU is pushing on us now? Because like I don't think every Marvel movie needs to be super serious, but not every Marvel movie needs to be Deadpool and Wolverine. Like there could be movies in between that I think are perfectly fine. Um, but in the back of my mind, I just don't really give a shit. And I wish it was different.
I think we're seeing this year too. We talked about this a little bit last week. I do think there is Bill Simmons and Van and talked about this. And Wesley Morris talked about this during the Sinners review on rewatchables. We talked about this, is the original movie to starting to hit with people again, right? Like with having weapons be successful, having Sinners be successful, having K-pop Demon Hunters be successful. But I mean, but you look at some of these things like WB is already like, okay, so what can we make with Sinners? Ryan Coogler's not going to be involved with it. That's fine. We'll do this and we'll do this and we'll do this. You're already seeing the people from Weapons like, oh, we'll do a Weapons prequel. We'll do this, this, and this, and this. And then with K-pop, like, oh, we're going to do a series and we're going to do this and this and this and this. Like original starts off good, but then people still will go to this model because of what Marvel built and think eventually we'll have our endgame moment. And it's I think that was a one in a generational situation.
Yes, absolutely, it is.
Like it's why, kind of going back to the discussion when you said with Alien, of why I think Alien and Predator are in such a good space right now.
Well, and the other point too that I'll bring up with Marvel stuff, and because once you take the lid off of the multiverse stuff, you can't put it back on.
Yeah.
Basically, nothing matters because you can always, if the movie doesn't work, Marvel or any other franchise can always go back and say, well, they're from a different timeline. And the real one that you should care about is from this timeline. So even let's just do this thought experiment now with the MCU, very well established. There's aliens, there's a little bit of magic, some Norse gods. But now we haven't introduced time travel. And now we're going to have multiverses, which then suddenly brings the Fantastic Four from the 60s forward. Now this is a way to inorganically just shove mutants down our throats. Like I love mutants as much as the next guy. Everybody loves mutants. But the fact is that all the things that happened in Endgame and a couple of things beyond are now going to get reset again after 2 seasons of Loki with time travel, just so we can add Deadpool, Wolverine, and then if we want, we can add Fantastic Four. Because then when those things don't work, and we already saw it with Kang, what's going to happen? Oh, reset. Oh, we're going to keep resetting these universes that you do care about until we find one that makes us enough money that we're going to stay in it. Well, we actually had a universe that made sense. It was 616.
Yes.
And
Oh,
but I don't think you need to have to like reset things to make me want to see mutants, or like you're telling me that you couldn't do any other, you couldn't tell me that the snap, when people got brought back to life, their DNA didn't get changed somehow and then give them magical fucking powers and then now they're mutants, as an example. Or like Doctor Strange didn't have some kind of spell, or there wasn't some kind of like Hydra plot that put things in water from the Tesseract that made Wanda and Quicksilver that got out and then spread around the world and then gave people freaking superpowers. No, it has to be that they were always there the whole time in a different universe, and it's us to bring these stories to you. It's like, oh my god, like who keeps track of this shit anymore?
yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, people like me.
Well, no, like
But
I know what the hell's going on, but like I just find it exhausting that
I think
every
somebody did a thing on like Watch Mojo or something, like how many open plot lines there are between Hercules and Pip Patrol and Cleo with the incursions with the Charlize Theron. Like I think there was something like 22 unanswered things.
oh my
And
god.
going into Infinity War, how many unanswered things do we have? What are the stones? How powerful is Thanos? Well, right out the bat, in that first scene with the Asgardians, you find out everything.
Oh yeah, well, unresolved plot lines. It was basically like, is Loki a good guy or a bad guy? Um, what's gonna happen? What's going on with Hulk? And is he Bruce Banner or not? And then like that, and then how are we gonna get Spider-Man and like Tony Stark to meet?
Yeah,
That was basically it. Everything else was kind of figured out.
yeah.
And now it's like, I just like, because there are so, you're right, like, there's so many open plot lines, like, and if we're being honest, most of them won't be answered anymore.
No, like we're not gonna see Hercules in Secret Wars.
But like some of these things, like I just don't really know what the point of even teasing them was if they weren't going to be them brought into the next property. Like, why do we have like, and also who gives a shit about Patton Oswalt as Pip the Troll? Like, I don't get like who the fuck is Pip the Troll, man? Like, and I know you know, I know like Marvel fans know, but like part of the fun about going to Marvel movies on weekend openings was there's enough name brand recognition of some of these characters that even like people's girlfriends or their partners or spouses or boyfriends or whoever would be like, oh, like who's Cyclops? Oh, he's the guy who shoots lasers out of his eyes. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Perfect, thanks. Now it's like, oh, who's Pip the Troll? He's brothers with Thanos, but he doesn't look like Thanos, and he doesn't act like Thanos, but he
No,
actually is like,
the guy that's the brother is Harry Styles. That's his brother, not Pip the Troll. Pip the Troll is that guy's sidekick.
I know, I just don't, I'm being facetious, but like, it's
Yeah.
just like, you have to explain that to like, oh my God, like, it has now gotten way too serious when it didn't have to be this serious the whole time. So
That's why.
to my point about Harry Potter, sorry to cut you off before
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
finish my point gracefully.
Of course.
I am 1 8/10 feet out the door for Marvel.
I don't blame you.
I am this close. And like this friggin' Wakanda shows on Disney, we've never even talked about it until I just brought up right now.
Nobody talked about it.
Yeah,
Nobody's talked about it.
that should be a problem.
Nobody's talked about it.
That's the problem.
Yeah, nobody's talked about it. They rushed it out, kind of like they did Ironheart.
Even then, like I watched 3 episodes of Ironheart that I'm never gonna get back again, and I'm sure like, and you like, I know that there's things that are gonna happen in Ironheart that I need to see. But
There's one
why,
thing.
why are we introducing the fucking devil in a show about science.
Well, on Brand New Day now, like I want to end this discussion, but a Brand New Day is like it was like, oh, it has Hulk and Punisher. I'm like, cool, that's great. But now it's like, oh, and Yelena's in it. I'm like, oh, okay. And Kingpin's in it. I'm like, okay. It's like, and this person's in it, and this person's in it, and Scorpion's teasing the symbiote. I'm like, okay, this turned out like what I wanted to be, kind of like a fun little Spider-Man that, hey, Savage Hulk's in this as well, to like, you know what? Fuck it. All the cameos again. I'm like, I don't need that from these. Like, again, I wanted to feel like I again feel organic around. Like, yeah, Punisher would be in this area of Spider-Man, and maybe
Yeah, he lives in friggin' New York. That makes sense to me.
and Banner could be in this area. I can accept that. But now they're like, oh, Yelena's in it, and Kingpin should be in it because he's the mayor, right?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Kingpin's the mayor, so that makes sense. Although, like Vincent D'Onofrio said, he can't be an MCU movie, so I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. So I don't know, man. It hurts my head. And then,
There's
like,
going to be a picture of him.
with Miss Marvel, when the series happened, we teased that she's a mutant. I don't know how much we went back to that in the Marvels itself. So, watching Peacemaker tonight, I'm just like, they're kind of teasing multiverse stuff in that, which I'm like, I'm a little nervous, guys, but I think they're doing it in a more clever way.
Right.
That I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's got like doors
okay,
and stuff like that. Like I
got
saw the
doors.
trailer
That is
for it.
because his
Yeah.
dad had that pocket thing, the kind of universe when he made the helmets and everything like that.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I don't hate this because not everybody knows about this. I don't think everybody will know about this by the end of the. I could be wrong, but I'm like, I'm so far liking the idea of what they're doing with this. Also, we were talking about this. I think it was Riders that put up their 10 best wrestling actors ever.
Right.
And Cena, man, he kills it in this, just acting wise.
He I it depends on my like tolerance for like frat boy humor. Um so when I'm in the mood for it, I really like Cena. When I'm not in the mood for it, I can't stand it. But I'm not trying to disrespect the work that he's put in, and I think he's like a talented actor, and I think he's like very committed to being a good actor. Um, Not in the same way that Batista's a good actor,
Mm-hmm.
but even like something like the way that he fills the role in like The Bear, for example. Um, he's just there to have a good time and to work with some different people, and I really appreciated that because you saw it on screen.
Yeah.
Um, my thing is, and I have to go back in my YouTube algorithm. Other than that, there was butterfly things. I don't remember anything about Peacemaker, so I got to watch like that 17-minute long
No,
video.
it recaps everything for you.
Does it really?
It does a great job. And
Oh, thank
there's
God.
one thing it just completely is like, yeah, that happened there, but now this is the new DCU, so now this happened. I'm like, okay, cool.
When he meets the Justice League on the farm or whatever.
Not that anymore. Now it's the Justice game. Justice League never happened. It's Justice game. Don't fucking think about it too hard about it. All right, whatever.
Oh no, I won't. That's perfect. Thank you guys. Like, just make my life easy. Like, why? Like, when being a Marvel fan now, not only do you have to justify everything, it's just a lot of work.
It's funny because like Superman's been out on VOD this week, and I've seen so many people sharing clips. I still think that was too early for Superman personally to come on VOD, but people have the high res clips they're sharing, and I just, even when Fantastic Four came out, and there's been so much talk about Fantastic Four losing money, I never saw the clips that I did because there's not really any clips from. It's a good movie. It's not better than Superman, and I don't want to do the whole DC Marvel thing, but it's not better.
I might see it on Monday.
Nice. I mean, it's a good movie.
Is it worth seeing for like $18?
I would just stay home and watch K-pop Demon Hunters instead. And I'm not even saying that because I want you to see it. I think that would be a better use of your time.
So I should just wait the 3 months and just watch it on VOD.
I would wait. You're not going to get anything spoiled at this point now.
Oh, well, even like I don't really browse a lot of stuff, so like I don't really care. Like I already saw a picture of like Silver Surfer, which doesn't really. I think that was a spoiler.
She's badass
anyways.
in it. She's badass in it.
Yeah, I don't think she isn't, but like I don't. Was that a spoiler? I don't think it was. Not that I can remember, anyways.
No.
So perfect. Okay, and then it's like
I think you're fine.
Okay,
I think you're fine. I'd say the $18. I mean, I support the theaters, all that, but like I said, if you're gonna choose between your time and you haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters yet, I would suggest K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay,
I would
we need
I
at
would
some point
suggest
we
even see
go.
Weapons, and then we can have a discussion about Weapons.
Did you like it?
I haven't seen it yet. Like I
Okay.
want to, but like that's what I'm saying. Like at least one of us would have at least seen it.
And Weapons is
Um,
the horror movie where the kids are running through like the town at night, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Why is there a horror movie out in August?
Horror's having a year, man.
I guess I'm a little confused by like the timing of it. I don't feel like I
I
want to
saw
watch a
the
horror.
I saw the drop the other day. It's
What's
on
the
Amazon
drop?
right now. It's the one with Megan Faye from White Lotus.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool,
and yeah, it's kind of like a horror action thriller type of thing.
great.
Yeah, it was perfectly fine. Like 3 stars, no problems. And now I have to watch The Monkey, which has Theo James in it.
What's the monkey?
Another horror movie. I don't know the premise. I just know that was like another horror movie that came out. But that it was like, who's in this? I'm like, oh, Theo James. So just all the White Lotus people like, fuck it, we're gonna make horror movies.
Has everybody done a horror movie lately, or is it just me? Like even like freaking Ethan Hawke's in horror
I
movies,
know,
like
I know.
Pierce Brosnan's in horror movies. It's like what the fuck is going
Apparently,
on?
he wants to be a Bond villain.
Brosnan?
Yes.
Well, I read the quote that he's like if anyone wants to watch a 70-year-old Bond, like I would do it, and I'm like,
Oh,
let's go.
with Denny.
And then you bring back friggin' Sean Bean, and then just remake Goldeneye or like the sequel
Yeah.
to Goldeneye, and I'd be so friggin' happy.
I would assume for that, I just want an unknown. I think that's the way to go. I don't think you get a star. You get unknown.
If it's Tom Holland, I'm gonna fucking lose
I'm gonna
it.
lose my
Like
shit.
I'm out. I'm out if
I'm
that's
gonna
the
lose my
case. Like,
shit.
and I got all of them on like DVDs from 15, 20 years ago when they were all at Costco. Like I'm just gonna watch In Living Daylights all the time. Like
Yeah.
I really don't want that to happen.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Gamescom happened this week, which I didn't know was a thing. Did you know that was a thing?
When like the whole time frame of like E3's canceled, but Nintendo Direct is going on, I couldn't keep track. The only thing I do know
Lego
is
Batman.
that, and you know what, I'm actually kind of against that game. That's a different story.
Yeah.
Just because it's gonna be the same as any Arkham game, just with a Lego skin on it. So I'm not
That's what I
really
thought.
interested. No,
Matt Berry as Bane is great.
they finally gave us a date for the Hollow Knight sequel.
Oh, nice.
2 weeks.
Hell yeah.
They've been teasing it for friggin' like 8 years. Comes out in 2 weeks.
That's amazing.
It is. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I asked ChatGPT what the highlights were,
Okay.
which because I was just too lazy, and it just said Call of Duty Black Ops 7 officially
Nope.
announced featuring co-op. The Resident Evil gameplay was showing. Black Myth.
Oh, the sequel to Black Myth.
Zonku.
Yeah, the sequel to Black Myth. Yeah.
Lego Batman, which is what I heard the most about, as you mentioned, the Hollow Knight thing. Ghosts of Yotei had more stuff there. Silent Hill had some stuff, and then indie games heralding unique, soulful experiences, and yeah, and then future games were showing for Capcom and EA, but nothing for Judas. Giving up. It's done. It's done,
hey,
man.
Moment of silence.
It's done.
I'm sorry.
Oh, and
dude.
then PlayStation jumped the price up, so that was great. Good thing we got ours.
Yeah, but we have nothing to play on it. That's the
I know.
problem.
It's fucking annoying.
I'm actually like just make either put Astrobot on Plus and make me buy a month, or put it on sale so I can play it. Like I'm not spending $80 on Astro.
I am so close to selling this PS for a Switch.
Well, when you have Donkey Kong Bonanza, why would you play PlayStation?
I don't. What am I waiting for? I mean, I'm waiting for Interstellar. If it wasn't for Interstellar, this would have been sold by now. I would have sold. If it wasn't for Interstellar, I am waiting for Interstellar.
Well, and the frustrating thing about it is if they weren't already talking about a PS6, I would be like, I don't think it's realistic, but if they were if the PlayStation 6 is going to come out potentially in a year or two, like
Oh my
what the
god.
hell's the point? Like, what was the point of me getting a PS5 because there's nothing to play on it?
Is
Everything
the
is came out.
PS5 the most disappointing system to date?
Well, not ever, of course.
I guess as far as like game library, right? Like
It's not the technology.
no,
It's
no,
not the
the
console. It's not
controller's
the oh my
amazing.
god.
Everything's amazing. It's just the
It's
library.
and then I wonder, like I've listened to some discussions about gaming industry and stuff like that, and it was really interesting. Like because of the pandemic, we got really screwed with a lot of time frames and working from home, which is a good thing. I'm not arguing that. Um, because of the pandemic, it made a lot of people make games, and because it was hard to get a PlayStation 5, a lot of people made games for both consoles for a really long time rather than just making it and pushing the envelope of the current generation. And so I don't think I've played a PlayStation 5 exclusive game yet. Um, so it's not the console's fault, it's the industry's fault because we got pushed into a corner that people weren't ready for, and then they just had to make do in the pandemic, and now we're just kind of stuck because people realized you don't have to have a technologically advanced game to be good. I mean, I've been doing this a long time with a lot of indie games that I've
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about over the years. Um, but AAA titles are now different because of just reasons. Like no one just cares anymore about AAA games in the same way. Like no one cares about graphics anymore. Like we used to remember like the Xbox and PlayStation 2 days where people were like, oh, it's like there's a million polygons per square inch kind of
Yeah.
thing. And it's like I haven't played it. I haven't played a visually impressive games. Maybe God of War
Tsushima?
Ragnarok. Yeah,
Tsushima?
Tsushima, but that was on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
That's
mean,
just me.
there was like two games I was excited for, which was Judas and I mean, at this point, like I probably will play GTA 6 just so I can feel like I'm getting the most out of my console. And I'm like, I've never really played a GTA. We've talked about it here. I've liked watching other people play GTA. You and I are Red Dead people.
Right.
I prefer Red Dead, but at this point, I'm like, fuck it. I might as well get GTA because at least then I feel like my console's going to be getting used. Like I spent
Right.
$700 on this fucking thing. I want to feel like I'm using it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like our PlayStation 4s, like I think that thing was costing me 1 penny to turn on at the end. Like I got everything. I just squeezed the shit
Same
out
with
of it.
with a three too. Like I switched from my 360 to my three just for Uncharted, and I played the shit out of that with so many different games. And then on my four too, same. Like I played so many different games on here, but like the five, I think I've owned the five since 22. I want to say it's about 2022, maybe 23. But I have played Astrobot. I have played Star Wars, Force Awakens, not Force Awakens. You know what I'm talking about? The
Oh,
Kalkaskis games.
yeah, Jedi.
Jedi Survivor. Thank you. It's getting late. Jedi Survivor. Those are the two games I bought for it, and then NCAA football, which I played quite a bit. And then on PS Plus for my year subscription, I played Dave the Diver, Resident Evil 2, which I beat before, and then Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice.
But like, I don't feel like I'm getting like I'm not like there would be at least two games a year. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy that and play it. Like I'm not
You're right.
buying Madden this year. I'm not
Oh,
buying NBA this year for it. Like because I used to do that all the time. I'm not doing that anymore because it's not worth it anymore.
right.
Um, and I haven't seen anything from. I will when I get my Switch. I am buying Madden for the Switch because I would like to have Madden portable.
That's probably
And
fair.
because I can play MLB The Show and I can play FIFA, those past games on my Switch, then I'm fine with that because I can just switch them over. No pun intended.
Hey
But it's,
yo.
I mean, like Ghost of Tsushima, I never beat, so I not invested in that franchise as much right now. So I mean,
Right.
Ghost of Yutei, like, are you gonna play that?
No.
You beat Tsushima, so
I platinumed it. I'm basically retired from open world action
yes, and
adventure
you have
games,
said that too. Yeah,
which is why like I was really excited for Lego Batman for a second, and then I realized it was just Arkham with a bat with a Lego skin on it. It's the same gameplay, it's the same mechanics, it's the same thing. The only thing difference is that people explode into bricks when they fall over. So I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that.
no. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, but I was like, so like Gamescom. When the fuck since when is Gamescom a thing?
But hey, man, we used to be with it, then it changed.
I do know D23 is. I'm just double checking the date here. It's like in the next few weeks here. 29th and 31st. So like in 2 weeks we'll have D23, which I'm assuming we get more Doomsday stuff. I swear to God, if they name a new Indiana Jones, I'm gonna lose my shit. That's a rumor right now. I don't
Really?
mind if it's set in the future. Like if it's in like the 60s or the 70s or the 80s, and it's like even if like Mutt had like a kid and that's the Indiana Jones. I'm fine with that. But it can't be Indiana. It can't be Indiana Jones.
Oh, you mean like it's like Indiana the Second?
Yes, I don't care if that's the case. But I
Good point.
can't. I don't want an Indiana Jones. That's only
What
Harrison Ford.
about if they just recast him and it was the same time frame? Like not to say it's part of the same universe, but like what if they just like made new movies and just said they're not connected, it's just an action movie?
I don't know. We'll have to see. It's
Do you want a do you want like an Indiana Jones universe?
No, I think it's done, man. I think we're good. It's kind of like Back to the Future, right? Like, I mean, they made those extra 2 movies. I like Indy 5. I think it's much better than Indy 4.
Well, I mean the bar is so low. Of course, it is better than.
Yeah.
Of course, it's way better. But
I mean, there's also people that don't like Temple of Doom, and I think Temple of Doom is great. There's some questionable.
Temple of Doom is amazing.
There's some questionable cultural stuff years later that should be edited, but
Yeah.
that's what happens with the times. Unfortunately, they
No,
change.
things change, but like as an indie movie, it fits well.
Yeah.
Whatever. We can't please everybody. We just gotta try our best.
Exactly. All right. So hopefully we pleased you with this episode. We'll be back next week with some Peacemaker and a lot more. So until then, folks, cheers and enjoy the day.